You are about to watch what I believe to be the closest ever recreation of a medieval pitched battle in a video game. So getting into the first round of this most epic game you're about to see, we're on a massive open battlefield here, which allows for a proper pitched battle, which we've never really had before in this game. We will get up to 250 players at some point, but at the moment it's 100 versus 100 as the Reds are moving towards the centre of the map. Their cavalry have already gone ahead to scout for the enemy as we move on over to see where the enemy are. Just shows you how big this map is. And here the enemy are just over this small hill. The enemy are formed up, the yellow Valandians, another civil war, Valandia versus Valandia of course. And here they are in a very nice formation, a very nice line, waiting, hidden away, waiting for the orders of their captains to move forward. And here the Reds are. And by this point, yep, they can see them in the distance. The enemy is in sight. They're going to form up here ever so nicely. And both sides are going to march towards each other for the most epic clash this game has ever seen to date. There the enemy are, all 104 of them, has 102 Red Valandians moving. And it looks like the yellow cavalry have came in round the rear already. Oh, don't look away, what am I doing? But it looks like they've gone into the archers at the back. They lose one, but they took out one of the archers. The game has already begun as the yellow cavalry storm away into the distance, retreat away might I say, but the red cavalry are not chasing them. They're staying to protect the flanks, and now here we go, straight into the combat. The main force of the Reds has gone into the yellow shield wall, hitting them hard, and the red cavalry has also came in, hitting through the centre. Not doing a lot of damage, but it looks like a large red unit is going around the yellows' left flank. The yellows need to win that fight in the middle, and the Reds need to hold. But that red flank is making its way, wrapping round, absolutely destroying that flank. But the yellows have got the advantage at the moment of numbers. But as that flank starts to do its job, it's going to curl up the line. It's still very even. The red centre held very well, but it looks like it is falling slightly. Yellow cavalry coming in from the distance. As the numbers are still very even. It's an absolute battlefield right now, my friends. Look at that. Beautiful. 58 versus 53 in favour of the Reds. The yellows are losing numbers. The yellows are losing a lot of numbers. What's happening? Looks like a lot of infantry kills are happening. Yellow cavalry are coming in for another sweep. 44 versus 39. Very close. There's quite a few Reds here on the left hand side. There's a lot of Reds in the centre again now, as the numbers are starting to dwindle down to the final 60. And here comes the red cavalry. One of them gets held up, but the rest go into there. Didn't see any kills, or maybe one kill by the red cavalry, another kill by the red cavalry, as the infantry are fighting the last remnants of whoever's left. 27 versus 23. It's still a very close game, this first game here, but the Reds are starting to pull away as the yellows are starting to dwindle. And King of the BRE, King of the Red Valandians, charges in and gets slain, dead on a victorious battlefield. A brilliant first round, brilliant first round. Brilliant, really, wow, so much fun. Moving on to the second round, here we are then. So all the forces are moving towards the centre of the map. Arrow volleys are going over the heads of the Red Valandians in the second round. As the yellows have taken the hill, the Reds are formed up at the bottom as they slowly march towards them. It sounds like there's some cheering going on the right hand side of this red formation here. This is myself, I'm leading the main centre force of the Red Valandians, no longer spectating. Ah, beautiful, seeing those arrows come. Didn't get any kills, but they might be weakening them and certainly lowering their morale. As the centre, our centre, moves up to meet their main shield wall. It looks like some yellow cavalry there on the far right. And the yellows are charging down the hill. Battle has begun. The skirmish phase is over. I hope we hold here in the centre, as we're quite a stronger red flank on the right hand side. And there we might curl round again. Look at the carnage in the background. There's a lot of Reds I see there on the right hand side. I'm having a bit of a hard time against a couple of guys, but I've been in this position before. Red cavalry are storming through. Yellow cavalry is also around. See quite a lot of kills from infantry. The red cavalry are getting a lot of kills, I can see. A couple of team kills there. Team hit for myself. I take one down. I'm not sure what the yellow cavalry is doing at the moment. I see an arrow kill, an archer kill from the Reds. Beautiful. 64 versus 10. What happened to that? That was a one-sided game, alright. I looked away and the score is over. Brilliant second round. Brilliant. Well done. Good game. Moving on to the next round then is 1-0. The reason why it's 1-0 because there was a crash. Not a crash, a restart. Not a crash. We don't crash here. And now it's 100 versus 102, 101. As the Reds are formed up now on the hill moving down, and the Red Cavalry on the left-hand flank is moving in for an early charge. An early charge to show them that they are not scared, as the Yellow Cavalry are coming to intercept them from behind. They have some archers in the far distance. I do believe the Reds have lent them their archers for this round. And we have been told to charge, and we're just charging across the battlefield, dropping some of our spears and getting stuck straight in there. Straight in there, leaving some of our forces behind. I hope they catch up, otherwise we may get taken out here in this fight. But I'm sure again one of our units is going to flank round slightly. There they are on the right side now. Stormy in there. We have to hold the centre. Hold the centre. As long as we can. We need to play defensive. Whilst the rest of our forces can do the flank. Yellow cavalry there in the far distance. Sweeping round, picking off anyone who's on their own in the outskirts. 72 versus 82 in favour of the Yellows. You can hear the dead, the dying, the blocking of shields, the swiping of swords, the clang of metal. 50 versus 62. As blows are getting exchanged, soldiers are tiring. 42 versus 52. The bowmen of the Yellows are still uncontested. I just saw them in the far side, the right hand side. They nearly get taken out by a cavalryman. 38 versus 33 now in favour of the Reds. It's been a bit of a swap here, as we are mopping up what's left here of the infantry, and their cavalry is getting pinned down there. 25 versus 28. The Yellows are winning now. The cavalryman comes through, gets a kill. I get another kill. There's quite a few Red infantry left here, and there's not many Yellow infantry left alive. But the Yellow bowmen are still there, and here they come. Shields up. We should be able to get them, but they've still got cavalry harassing us. And this is a brilliant moment by these bowmen. I go down. Look at all those bow kills on the side. There's 5 or 6 bow kills there. And those bowmen win the game. The nail in the coffin for the Yellows this round. I can proudly say those bowmen are actually Bretonnian bowmen that we lent them for that round. Now that more players have joined, it's 116 versus 113 as we are formed up over here, very far away. Look how many men there are there. There is there, very nice. We've got a unit down the right. We've got our cavalry and our bowmen at in the far rear. As we reform, and I believe now we've spotted the enemy over there, way over there in the distance. Enemy cavalry is on our left flank, very far away. You can't really see them, but they are there if you've got good eyes. Reforming the men to face the right direction, and there they are. You can see the Yellows now in the far distance coming back from over the hill. We are marching towards them. There they are. They've taken the hill again.
Together, lads!
Together, lads. Marching across this battlefield, soon to be bloodied for the 4th time. There's the king and the cavalry. The bowmen just to my right. There's also another unit of 200 men on our far left, if you can see them just there. And on the far right are the other infantry units. But I do believe this infantry unit I'm in is the largest of the Red side. Logvar there with the 200 spear. He is one of our officers, helping command the army, telling us where to go and what to do. And the archers are getting ready as the Yellows are starting to form up in front of us. And the first volley goes. So a couple of people might have crashed. Another beautiful volley. It's nice to see that the cavalry are moving out over to the right hand side. You might have seen this van before. This was on my teaser trailer, but this is the full version. Looks like the archers have done enough volleys for now, and they're moving up with the infantry. We've got orders to keep going. Yellow cavalry are far behind us, and we, by the looks of things, on the right hand side of the Yellows, they've got a little unit there, probably looking to do some sort of flank. But our right flank is going to push up against theirs, probably with the bowmen, by the looks of things. And here come the Yellows are attacking. Order for charge. Beautiful. The Red cavalry come in exact moment as the infantry charge. Very effective. Cavalry get one, and it breaks up their lovely line formation as the battle is well on the way. 111 versus 93. We've got a few kills already looking at the scoreboard. Yellow cav get one, Yellow cav get 2, 3 more. Fighting here, Red cav are coming through again. Wow, they've still got the formation, the Red cavalry. Very nice, very nice. Of course, I'm biased to them. It looks like there's some bowmen at the top of the hill. I do believe those are our bowmen. They've somehow flanked round to the rear of their formation and firing arrows into the rear of the yellows. Very menacing. Nothing that I would want to happen to myself. A couple of yellow cavalry dispersed around the battlefield. And the numbers, it looks like the Reds have taken this one for another glorious battle. And look over there in the distance, the Red cavalry standing on standby, not even fighting. Just overwatching the battlefield like the lords and knights they are, letting the peasants and the men-at-arms do the fighting and getting dirty. Oh, I put my shield away, bit too confident, nearly takes my life, that cavalryman. 62 versus 13, another brilliant round. Another brilliant round. Aranter defending me, thank you Aranter. Let's move on to the next round, my friends. The men's spirits are high. Here we are, we're moving out all together. Towards the centre of the map. I'm sure our cavalry will scout ahead and find where the enemy are. Look at all those players. I know our cavalry are with us. We're marching together. One large unit. Over the hill. I'm sure the enemy are just over the hill. They've got to be somewhere. We can't see them, they're over the hill. There's only one hill. Ish. Got a unit on the right hand side. Cavalry formed up there, we're forming up just behind them. A new record has been set at this point. We haven't got to 250 yet, but the amount of players you see now, what's that? 231 players are alive on the battlefield. The first time ever you're watching this. And here we are, we're marching down. The left flank is charging already. Our unit's charging down there. Their bowmen look like they're not really doing much in the distance. I can't hear any arrows flying overhead. And the order for charge is given as all of the Reds go in to start smash their line. They've got a lovely shield wall formation there, but it looks like they were faltering a bit. They should have stood their ground and lashed out at us as we came in, but not to worry, the battle is well on the way. Looks like some Red cavalry have already got stuck in the right flank of the Reds, and once again wrapping around the Yellow's flank. I go down very quickly. Wow, I don't normally go down that quick, but it allows me to have a nicer overview of the battle as a spectator. 104 versus 95. Look at that, there is somewhat of a battle line still by the Yellows and the Reds in the centre, as there was fighting going on behind and to the flanks of that battle line. Red, look at that, the Red cavalry in the far right distance. Or a bit of a splice there. Looks like the Red cavalry are coming in, but I end it there. It looks like the Reds won that one. I think there's some sort of corruption, I think, when I edited the file. And see that chap there, the last soldier on their team, we captured him. And now look at this, a new record has been set, 118 versus 127. The odds in favour of the Yellows, but we are ready. What's that then? 100 can't do maths. 30, 40, 140, 45. 145 players on the field right now as we move forward. For the 6th round today. I do believe this is the last round. And the enemy are forming up there, but they are moving hard around the left flank. I think our orders are to charge. Some arrow fire coming from the right. Looks like those people on the left to go right round our rear. That's going to be dangerous. And their forces have split. We're in a bit of disarray. What are we charging at? Looks like we've chosen to charge the force on the left, but there's not that many of us and we haven't got much cohesion as the rest of the Yellows are coming storming. Look at that! A sea of yellow. Absolute sea of yellow coming crashing in to the rocks, that is, the Red Valandians. But our numbers are going down quick already, as we were somewhat split and not very cohesive as they managed to. We saw them flanking, but we just charged aimlessly into the middle of it wasn't the best charge. 92 versus 110. The Yellows have got us on the back foot. We are reeling backwards. There's so all I can see is yellow. All I can see is yellow. I go down. Of course I do. 75 versus 93. Oh, a beautiful cavalry charge, and the numbers just dropped a lot. But look at that battle. Watch this. I'm going to have a little zoom through this beautiful battlefield. This is a medieval battlefield like no other on a video game. 44 versus 68. The numbers are dropping for the Reds. I fear for the worst. For the last round. Looks to be going in favour of the Yellow Valandians, but it doesn't matter who wins or loses, my friends. It's about the battle that takes place and how much fun we all had. And this was the best and most fun I've had in a video game for a very long time. And especially on Bannerlord, it was the best battle I've been in. And you know what? It is not the last. This is the start of a new era, and might I say, the new golden age of Bannerlord. Get ready, guys. You want to get involved, look at the details in the description. You need to be a part of a participating clan. We don't really like random people because they don't follow the rules very well. Thank you for watching. Keep an eye out for my other videos, and glory to Bretonnia.